Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live. How's everybody doing? Today is Monday, December 23rd, 2019, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day. As I mention each day, I prefer to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions at the very close of the market, just with a few minutes to go. I consider it the most valid price of the day, and that is because during the day you have the algorithms, the day traders battling it out. I consider it noise. I don't consider it valid price. I consider the closing price the most valid price because that's when the large financial institutions, market makers get to work and come into the market at the end of the day with size. And so they're the best equipped, they have the most information, they're dealing with the most amount of money, and so I would like to follow on their coattails what they are doing instead of what the day traders are doing during the middle of the day. So that is why I make the majority of my buying and selling decisions right at the close of the market. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming today. I appreciate it. I hope you all had a nice weekend. I was looking forward to Monday, looking forward to having the show again and seeing everybody. But thanks so much for the time you spend here and then you invest with me, and I hope it is helping with your trading and with your investing. So, all right. Well, looks like we're coming through. Evan M., how you doing, sir? Nice to see you. Hope you had a nice weekend. Thank you for coming. All right. Well, the market is up again today. It's crazy. Dow Jones is up 111, 112 points right now. It's up 0.39%. NASDAQ is up 26 points, up about 0.3%, and the S&P is up 4.37, about 1.14%. So as the market gets higher and higher, I used to think 100-day move in the Dow was a big move, but with the prices being so high, it's really not that high percentage wise. So anyway, all right. So listen, the plan for today, as usual, first of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them either to the upside or the downside going forward. After that, we're going to spend a few minutes on trader psychology or some trading words of wisdom. In my opinion, the most important skill you can develop in trading is your ability to follow your plan and to have discipline with your trading. It's important to learn about support, resistance levels, indicators, entries, exits. That, of course, is all very important, but the more difficult thing to do is when you've put together your plan to actually follow your plan. So if you find yourself putting together a plan but not following your plan, you have to work on that skill. You have to do whatever it takes to follow that plan, whether that's reducing position size, whether that's getting an accountability buddy, someone to oversee your trading, watch your trading, make sure you're doing what you can do. I don't care what it is, as long as you can stick with your plan, because in the long run, in order to be a successful trader and a profitable trader, you are going to have to follow your plan. So you can be the best technical analyst out there, you can have the best trading plan, but if you cannot follow it, it's not going to work. So whatever it takes, you got to be able to follow that plan. So we're going to do a few minutes on that. Then we're going to come back. We're going to go through my watch list, my stock watch list one by one. We're going to take a look at all the support, resistance levels, all the indicators like MACD, RSI, moving averages, ATR channels. And the way that I view trading is if you're going to get in a position, in order for that to go up, you have to have other buyers in your same camp. And what I look for in my trading is I like to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators, because I look at each indicator as a potential groups of buyers. And if the more buyers, the better. If that gives you a better chance to have a profitable trade, then you need to look for confluences or combinations of different indicators, or in other words, a combination of different groups of buyers. So that's step one. Step two, I have to make sure I have a good risk to reward ratio. I need to have at least 2 times the reward to the upside compared to the downside. It's very important. Step three, make sure you do not have too many correlated positions. Having Apple and Google and Amazon and Microsoft all tech stocks, all correlated, most likely going to move together. In my opinion, it's very important to have a diversified portfolio of your trading holdings. Maybe have a couple tech stocks at the max. Maybe have some tobacco stocks, some healthcare, some airlines. And then if possible, look for a decent trade in something outside of equities like oil or bonds or gold or silver. So those are the three requirements that I'm going to be looking for. Confluence or a combination of indicators, a good risk to reward ratio, at least 2-to-1. And if I'm going to take this new trade, I have to make sure I don't have too many other positions in that same sector. All right. So, and then I'm going to go down through, and if I find something at the end of the day, I'm going to place the order right in the last few minutes of the market. And in the essence of time, because a lot of you have wanted me to take a look at your stocks and give you my opinions, and I'm happy to do that. And I hope it's helpful. So when I go down through the watch list, I'm going to go down through pretty quick, just to save some time. Of course, I'll spend time on the ones that look interesting, but the ones that are just way too high or stretched, I'm just going to go through those really quick. So just to provide more time. So that is the plan for today. And then after the market closes, if you have any questions for me, if you need some clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If you have any questions about trading, something we haven't talked about, no problem whatsoever. Just don't be shy. Go ahead, put it in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at, please let me know. Type them in the chat, and I'll break down the chart. And if you have any stock symbols that you believe would be helpful for the group, and you'd like to get my breakdown on that chart before the market closes, make sure that you put a asterisk or something by that, so I know that one's time sensitive, and then I can leave the other ones for after the market closes. So, all right, sound good? Hey, Murat. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Murat's our friend from Norway. Hi, Greg. Just 10 watching. I guess everybody is already in holiday. Could be. Yep, we have Christmas Eve tomorrow. So good to see you, Murat. Nice to see you back. Hi, Alan. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming. Claudia, good afternoon. Couldn't respond to your comment on Friday. I'm doing okay for the most part. Wednesday was terrible. I went on tilt, but I'm back in control again since. All right, that's good. When you go on tilt, I know it happens. Just, get yourself back together, get centered, come back. And Claudia, just remember, trading is a long-term endeavor. You're not trying to make a ton of money today or next week or this month. Look at trading for the long term, right? It makes it easier on you emotionally, and it will make you trade better. Just think of the next trade you take is the next one trade of the next 1,000 trades, right? So try to put it in that context, and I think it will make it a little easier. Mount Doji, what is going on, my friend? Nice to see you. Hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for coming. Lolly, hey, what's going on? Good to see you, Lolly. Hi, Greg and friends. Thank you so much for coming, Lolly. Nice to see you. Gamer Squad, hey, David, what's happening in Denver? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Can you show GE and HMY? Yes, I will, Mount Doji. Joshua Kaufman, hey. Good to see you, Josh. Thanks for coming. What are trading hours tomorrow? Oh, yeah, by the way, market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern, so it closes 2 hours earlier. So I will be having the show tomorrow, but my time, 11 a.m., is when the market closes. So I will be doing the show tomorrow, but it will be earlier. I will be doing the live stream at 10 a.m. instead of 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Tomorrow will be 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Gamer, you're listening from Colombia? Holy smokes, that's cool. Colombia, the country? I was there. I spent like 2 weeks in Cartagena. It was great. And Man Solo, hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Looking forward to our call tonight, Man Solo. Thanks for coming. Josh said, looks like it was a good call to avoid Disney. Yeah, there was something about Disney I didn't like. Sometimes I look at a chart and I just get a feeling immediately. And sometimes I'll have a feeling one way, but I'll look at the chart the other way and I'll think, why am I getting this feeling? Everything looks decent. But yeah, I did not like the chart on Disney. Hey JT, what's going on? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Claudia says, yes, sir. I appreciate your input. Yeah, Claudia, I mean, it's something really important that you have to work on. If you feel like that's one of your weaknesses in your trading, work on the things that you're worst at. And just remember, think of it long term, put it in that context, right? It doesn't have to be right now, right this second, this week, but I want you to succeed, Claudia, and the best way to do that is just to take it nice and slow for the long run. Hey, Pat, good to see you. Hi, Greg and everyone. Hello, Pat O'Connell. Claudia says, I'm in Colombia also. David and Claudia are both in Colombia. Oh, that's great. Gamer said, yes, sir, the country. Oh, that's great. Hey, Marco, what's going on? Good to see you. Marco's our friend from Slovenia. I actually was looking up Slovenia the other day, Marco, because I knew you lived there, and I wanted to check it out. Oh, give me 1 second. Katie is requesting outdoors. Here we go. All right. Out. All right. Katie says hi, everybody. Murat says, Greg, can you look at SIX? I would buy it today, but my broker didn't have it in the list of stocks I could trade. It looks very promising. Oh, Claudia says, no, I'm Colombian. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I spent some time in Cartagena. It was really great. Here's SIX. Here's SIX, Murat. Well, I mean, it's in a nice uptrend here, but for me, it's still a little high. I want to see it come back to the mean. I want to see it come back into the value zone and move sideways before I would get interested in this. So right here is still kind of in no man's land. So hope that helps, Mer, but I don't really see anything there. All right, where did Mount Doji go? Mount Doji, oh, okay. GE. G. This is an interesting one. Below the channel came in, never got a V2. Bump. I got to tell you, I don't mind GE here whatsoever. I mean, this is a nice V2. Rejected the -1 ATR channel. Yeah, let's take a look at the weekly. Well, it's been really strong coming back down. We may have some support here at the 100. I think it offers a good risk to reward ratio for sure, Mount Doji. As a matter of fact, I like it. I'm going to I'm going to do the numbers on it because I do like it. All right. Let's put GE right here. Okay, and the other one was HMY. HMY. Well, we made a lower high, we did wash out the low, and we have a V1, and above 50 MACD is positive. So yeah, that looks pretty good too. Although I don't like the washout. The washout was not a quarter of an ATR. But yeah, gold stocks are Gold stocks are strong today. Yeah, I like GE better. Um, I just like the move down, the sideways V2 over the 50, all above the moving averages here. So yeah, I like GE. I'm gonna have to watch that in the end. Gamer Squad said, I am also from Colombia. Oh, really? Interesting. I live in Denver and I am in Colombia on vacation. Oh, hope you have a great vacation. Dr. Jorgensen, rain in the desert today, indoor sports. Hey, bud, how's it going, Dr. J? Good seeing you. And then Murat SIX. I think I looked at that, right? SXI, I mean. Yeah, that's the one I looked at. I like to see that pull back into the value. Claudia says, Gamer, have a great time. I'm hoping to visit next year. Hey, Clarence Beeks, what is going on, my friend? Good to see you, Jess. Hope you're doing well. Every time I see Clarence Beeks, it makes me laugh. All right, let's get going here and let's see what's happening. All right, so Amazon. I did buy Amazon back here on the 17th of December. I bought it when we had a close above the 250-day moving average. It's a good back-tested approach to stay out of Amazon under the 250, stay in it over the 250. Doesn't work every single time, but what it does allow you, it allows you for a good risk-to-reward ratio. If you buy above the 250 and you close back underneath, that's fine. You take a small loss, but if it's able to swing back up, it offers you a very good risk to reward. So let's see. So I bought it here at 1791.06. It's been kind of all over the place. I believe I did hit one profit target. Took some profit up here on Friday. Today it is up, and we are 50 cents underwater on this trade, but not really because I took profit up here. But anyway, this one's steady as she goes. If we get a close below the 250, which is 1784.37, I'll go ahead and get out of this trade. To the upside, I will continue to phase out as long as it moves up, hit profit targets. I'm going to see how it reacts around the 200. If it reacts negatively around the 200, I would just go ahead and take profits. But just quick recap: close under the 250 day, I would get out. If it continues to move up, I'll continue to phase out, hit my profit targets, and then I will see how it reacts around the 200-day moving average. But so far so good. Gold. So I did buy gold back here on the 13th of December when we had the 5 EMA cross over the 20 EMA. This is a good back-tested approach for gold. Again, it does not have a high winning percentage, but allows you for big wins and small losses. Big wins if you catch a trend, small losses if you're wrong, and the 5 closes back underneath the 20 days. So we bought it at 139.10. It's just kind of been moving sideways. A couple days ago, it had a nice move up. Today, yesterday, closed up a little bit. Today, oh, did we hit our profit target? Let's see, high 139.93, and my limit order is at 139.94. So I'm 1 penny away. So we'll hear the order go through if it does hit 139.94. But anyway, up nicely today. Come on, baby, get up there. Just 2 more pennies. You can do it. You can do it. So I can turn that line into a dotted line. So anyway, we're right there. We're right close. So we'll see what happens. But good trade so far. I'll continue to phase out on the way up. If it rejects the 70 RSI, I will lock in profits. If we get a close below both the 5 and the 20, these were the moving averages that I used as the crossover, the 5 and the 20. If I get a close below both of them, one fell swoop, that will be my exit. But anyway, get up there 2 more points. 2 more cents, I mean. All right, silver. I did buy silver back here on the 19th of December. I bought it when we had the 520 crossover. And again, this is a good back-tested long-term approach to trading silver. Again, not a high winning percentage, but it does allow you for big possible wins. And if you're wrong quickly and you're wrong small. And that's the key to profitable trading. Large wins, small wins, break-even trades, and small losses. And that's why I like these moving average crossovers because that's what they allow you to do. So did hit 3 profit targets today. Hit 2 of them Friday, hit 3 profit targets today. So this is really great. Getting up here against the third ATR channel, but in this case, because this is a moving average crossover, basically like a robot trade, right? As long as it keeps moving up, I'll continue to phase. If we reject the 70 RSI, that's where I will take my profits. If it closes below both the 5 and the 20, I will get out. But this has been a fantastic 2-day trade so far. From entry to where it is right now, about 2%. So that's pretty good in 2 days. So I hit all 3 profit targets. I put an extra 4th one up here today in case we get that as well, but we'll see what happens. Okay, world famous SPY trade. I apologize. You hear this every day, but in case we have some new viewers, I do want them to understand why I take this trade. But I do buy the SPY every single day at the close, and I sell it first thing the next morning, regardless of technicals, RSI levels, or anything. And why do I do that? I do that based upon this long-term back-tested study from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest. She's a chief investment officer at Charles Schwab, or strategist at Charles Schwab. But with this approach, you have 2 options. Option number 1 that they tested was buying the SPY every day at the open and selling it at the close every day. So buy the open, sell the close, buy the open, sell the close every day since 1993. If you would have used this approach for all your work and troubles, you would have returned a negative 13.9% return for all your work. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do, and buy the SPY at the close each day, and then sell it first thing the next morning. So buy the close, sell the next morning, buy the close, sell the next morning. If you would have used this approach every day, you'd have returned a positive 634.2% return compared to doing the opposite and negative 13.9% return. So this is a good back-tested study. It does show that at least since 1993, it has had an edge. Doesn't mean going forward it's going to have an edge, but it's had pretty solid results. The blue line is the buy in the afternoon, sell in the morning. The orange line is the buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon. So you can see there's a clear difference. And I like this chart because it shows you if you do have an edge, how that edge can play out for you over time. Doesn't mean it goes straight up. There's ups and downs and ups and downs. That's just a normal part of trading. So anyway, with that being said, I did buy the SPY on Friday at 320.73. Sold it right here near the top today at 321.63. So almost $1 per share. It's pretty great, right? And did hit an all-time high using this approach. Lately this thing has been going up and up and up. It's been very easy to make money. Of course, this is not always going to be the case. In May of this year, I lost 80% of my SPY trades. In December of this year, it looks like I've won 80%. But, don't get complacent and don't have expectations that it's always going to go up. It goes in cycles, right? But anyway, really grateful for this. It was a nice trade. I will be buying this again at the close today and selling it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, VIX. So I did buy VIX on Friday the 20th. I bought this because we went under 30, over 30, under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel, had a nice V1 entry, and we did have some sideways movement. So if you have sideways movement and a spike down, reversal back up, that's also a false breakout to the downside. So false breakout to the downside, V1, rejection of the third ATR channel, rejection of the 30 RSI. I bought it here at 1501. And it is at 1506. So far so good. No profit targets yet, but profitable nonetheless. And that's it. And I'm 1 penny away from this dang, oh, there it is. I don't hear my bell going off yet though, so I guess my order has not taken yet, so we'll see what happens. Wowzers. How about that? All right. So those are the trades for today. Are our current trades that we have going on right now. JT says M in GE at 1101. Oh, very nice. Very nice, JT. I like GE today. Okay, there's gold. Yay. All right. Change that to a profit target. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, listen, quickly, before we get on to other things, I want to go over some other people's trades. Now, this is not a trade from Steve Burns. Steve Burns had a nice trade here, got out here for a profit, got out because of earnings. But I just, I do want to point out, guys, if you gamble through earnings, look what's going to happen. Or look what can happen, right? Best way to conserve our money is not to gamble through earnings. But imagine if you did gamble through earnings, would you have gotten out the next day? Or would you have thought, oh, it's low enough, I missed it, I got hit on earnings, I can't get out now. Okay, then you have a nice follow-through day of 3.7% down. So, if you don't get out here, I mean, if you didn't want to get out here, how can you get out here? If it goes down here, how can you get out, right? So don't get yourself in that cycle where you stay in, it goes against you, and it's going to become harder and harder and harder to get out. It's like a black hole that you cannot get out of when you have the losing trade and you have some kind of opinion in your head like it's too high or it's too low. So anyway, just wanted to point out that it's a great idea to get out after earnings, because this kind of stuff can happen. And again, if you stayed in through earnings and you got clobbered here, are you going to get out there? It's going to be pretty tough. But then look, you have a follow-up day, something like this. It's at a 28.07. I would consider buying this if it closes back over 30. We have Allen and we have a man solo that bought CMCSA back on the 19th. V2 here, bounce off the 200. This has moved up pretty nicely so far for both of you. So watch out how it reacts around this 50 up here. Allen, so I don't know if Allen got out. He had a nice trade on PGTI back here. And I don't know if you were listening Friday, Allen. I think you were, but I kind of suggested if I was in the trade, I would have gotten out here with the rejection of the 200 because you had such a nice trade. I don't know if you did or not. I kind of hope you do. I mean, I really hope you do, because today it got whopped up on pretty good. So it did reject the 200. So anyway, not sure what you did with that trade, but obviously hope you got out on Friday. MPC, Amount Solo, had this nice trade here. V2 under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel, under the 30, over the 30, under the 100. Bump, bump, bump. It's up, 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 up. Down a little bit today. It looks like we might be closing below the low of the previous day, which if that was me, I would be locking in profits here. Evan, so Evan took this trade back on the 19th. V2 did gap up the next morning, did reject the 1 ATR channel. Not sure what you did with that, Evan, but today is down. We're back in support, but it looks like we might be closing under the low of yesterday's low, in which case I would be getting out. And then ROL, Amount Solo, took the trade back here on the 20th. The under 30, over 30, the V2, the rejection of the third ATR channel, and it has moved up pretty nicely here today as well. Okay. All right. So let me quickly. So listen, guys, this is the time of the day where I do like to talk about trading psychology or good trading words of wisdom. There's a lot of good Twitter channels out there, Facebook channels out there that provide good daily sayings, quotes, words of wisdom, trading words of wisdom. And I haven't mentioned Sven Hendrick before, but Sven Hendrick is someone that I really, really look up to and follow. You might have seen him on CNBC. I follow very few people from CNBC, but Sven Hendrick is the real deal at Northman Trader. he's an expert with charting, big picture, macro charts, and he puts out a podcast on YouTube once a week or so. And I'll tell you, things I never miss: Steve Burns' weekly newsletter, video newsletter, and Sven Hendrick's YouTube presentation about once a week. And so Sven is not one of those perma bulls, rah guys. I mean, he's a really great technical analyst, and so if you haven't followed him, I would suggest that you do. He's really the real deal. But this is just kind of quick here, but waiting for a dip. Well, listen, most professional traders, everyone, they wait for a dip. They don't buy the momentums. They don't buy way extended prices. They wait for a dip. And in this market, you're just going to have to be patient. Obviously, the guy waiting turns into a skeleton. He's waiting for so long, but it's worth the wait. Remember how important patience is in your trading, right? I don't like to buy above the 1 ATR channel. I don't like to buy something overvalued. Dr. Alexander Elder, whom I've studied with one-on-one, he told me, he said, traders are interesting people. They love to buy things on sale except for stocks, right? They want to pay full retail for stocks. They want to buy everything else on sale. Well, I want to buy stocks on sale as well, back into the value zone or undervalue. I do not want to buy above value. And Sven is an absolute trading expert. So he is waiting for the dip. I am waiting for the dip, but don't let that FOMO kick in, where let your emotions get the best of you. Wait for the dip. In the long run, it's gonna be the way to go. So Sven Hendrick at Northman Trader on Twitter. Follow him and read his stuff. All right. HXL for a man solo. Yeah, it's good. Under 30, over 30, V2, under the third ATR channel, over the third ATR channel, over the 250. Likely you're going to run into some resistance here at the 200 above. But yeah, it's good, man solo. I like it. The risk to reward's not great. I do got to point that out though. Because if you used an under 30, I don't think I would use an under 30. I would use halfway of the washout bar, because this is a V2. So from here to here, in the best case, would be your risk. From here to the 200, likely you're going to have some resistance there. So it's not the greatest risk to reward. I do have to point that out. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good. It's good for a variety of reasons. Under 30, over 30, V2, rejection of the third ATR channel. This was the previous low of the base, broke out. Now we're back up into the base, so this makes this a false breakout to the downside. So yeah, a lot of things here. Under 30, over 30, V2, rejection of the third ATR channel, and a false breakout to the downside. Again, now the risk to reward ratio is a little goofy though, because halfway of this washout bar would be your risk, and your theoretical resistance is going to be the 200. I mean, it could go higher than that, of course, right? But we have to kind of look at things above us and assume that we're going to find resistance there. So and this is what I was talking about at the beginning. You can have a great confluence of indicators lining up like you do here, but does the risk to reward make sense? And honestly, to me, it's a 1-to-1 at this point. Murat, those who buy GE should be careful about the recent gap between 915 and 970. The on-balance volume is not very supportive of the recent move. If you look at the previous same price, OBV goes down, and that's on-balance volume. Interesting. So what Murat's saying is the volume, the on-balance volume, is not very supportive of the move, which he is interpreting as negative, as bearish. Alan says, I'm out of PGTI. Good. Was that yesterday? I mean, was that Friday? Mount Doji says, I love Sven. Yeah, Sven's awesome. He is the ultra bear. He is a little bearish, but honestly, interesting to get his takes when the market's low. I'll bet you when the market was low, he was bullish, Mount Doji. All right, here we go. Like I said, I'm going to crank through these, all right? If I don't see something, I'm going to crank through these just to give us more time to talk about your stops. Apple, too high, need a dip to the value zone. Adobe, too high, need a dip to the value zone. Oh, I did want to show you something on Apple. See, we broke the 70 RSI here. Now that we broke over that 70, it should act as support. Look at Friday. Literally came back down right to the 70 and bounced right off it, right? So the 70 RSI above you is going to be resistance. If you can get above the 70, then it can act as support. Amazon, doing fine, doing fine. Again, 250-day moving average is our initial stop. Phase out to the upside. I'm going to see how it reacts around the 200-day. Boeing, big day on Boeing, up almost 3%. I'd like to see this move back up into the value zone. Couple days down, higher low V1, V2. Berkshire has just been extended outside of the value zone. I needed to come back into the value zone. Sideways movement, false breakout to the downside, reversal to the upside. Beyond Meat is interesting today. I've had a couple trades on Beyond Meat. Bought here, under 30, over 30, scaled out, got out here because it wasn't doing anything, but it was profitable trade. Re-entered here, had a nice day up, then got out. Now we have a higher low V2. I'm gonna see how this reacts around the 20-day at the end of the day. Caterpillar, just too high, need to pull back into value. Dow Jones, way too high. We're up at the third ATR channel. Remember, 90% of prices tend to fail at the third ATR channel. That's when I was talking about Sven Hendrick and the skeleton and waiting to buy the dip. I would not be interested in the Dow Jones until we at least got back to the value zone, minimum. Walt Disney, yeah, this is the one I didn't like. You know, we did have this V2. We gapped up, but we closed the gap, but we did have the V2. Really, the reason I didn't take this was because the close was below the open. That's generally not a good sign. And so that was a good sidestep there on Walt Disney. What I've been waiting for on Walt Disney, and if you guys remember, I've been talking about this for a month. We had this huge big move up when Disney Plus came out. We should hold some support here at this of the 50% fib on this big bar. So I am waiting for this to come back to here, which would also align nicely with the negative third ATR channel. And as we know, about 90% of prices reject the negative third ATR channel and go back up. So this is where I'm going to be looking for Disney. Etsy, big, nice, strong day, too high, need to pull back into value, missed this higher low V1. It didn't trigger. I didn't miss it. It didn't trigger, but if it had, I would have taken it. It would have been a great ride, but I missed it. That's how it goes, so I need to pull back into value. Facebook, too high, pull back into value. Gold, our gold's doing great, did hit one profit target today, so that's nice. Google was above the 1 ATR channel, need to come back into the value zone here with the green lines in the value zone, sideways movement, so nothing yet. Goldman Sachs still too extended, pull back into value is what we need. Home Depot, missed out on Home Depot down here, did not quite get the 200-day moving average. I was patient, but I guess I was too patient. But anyway, this has moved up nicely. It's above the 1 ATR channel, back into the value zone is what I'm looking for in a higher low V1 or V2. IBB, just very, very strong, although we are making higher highs here with a bearish MACD divergence. That is bullish, but I don't want to get involved in this. Intel, Kurt sold some $52 puts, so I know Kurt's doing well on that trade, although looks like you should have bought it instead of still on the puts, right? But of course, I'm joking. You never know. But anyway, that trade, as long as it closes above $52 by January 10th, he'll be able to keep all the premium. So that one's looking good. Russell 2000 just too extended. High 70 RSI, need a pullback into value. Johnson and Johnson just too extended. Like Sven Hendricks says, wait for that dip. That's what I'm waiting for. CarMax. Ooh, we talked about that. Missed earnings. Down. Just another good example, guys. Get out before earnings, right? Save your capital. Fastest way to lose money in trading is to bet on earnings. If you're going to bet, go to Las Vegas, get a free buffet and a dinner and a show, right? You get none of that in the market. I would possibly be interested in this if it could close back above the 30 RSI. Coca-Cola, too extended, need to pull back into value. Lockheed Martin, look at this. Sideways movement. We know something's going to break. Oh, did it break to the downside? It did, but immediately reverse back up. This is actually a very bullish pattern. When you go sideways, you go down and immediately reject it and head up the other way. This is quite bullish pattern, actually. It's kind of a fake out. Sideways movement, down. Oh, no, going up. So I'm not going to buy this here, but generally that is a really good bullish pattern. MasterCard, just too high, like everything else. Need to pull back into value. McDonald's, it's poking its head back into value, but now I need a couple days sideways. Merck, way too overextended. You know what I'm going to say? I need to pull back into value, or in other words, I need a dip. Microsoft, too high, pull back into value. Netflix, very strong to break over the 200-day and the third ATR channel, but it just does not offer a good risk to reward ratio. If it was in this trade today and it closed under the 70, that's where I would lock in my profits. But going forward, pull back into value is where I look to get that again. Nike, overextended here. Need to pull back into value. Philip Morris, of course, we just got out of this trade. This is a great example of being patient above the 1 ATR channel, coming back into the into the value zone, sideways movement, consolidation, a dip, wait for your trigger. Here's your trigger V1, and look at this monster trade we had. Got out on Friday, right, with this bearish engulfing candle, rejection of the third ATR channel, all that jazz. But is up a little bit today, but that's okay. This is a great trade, but just another reason to be patient. Don't be buying up here at the third ATR channel. Wait for it to come back into the value zone and buy at value. Don't pay full retail. PayPal. It's holding above the 200, which is good. Just I don't want to buy up here. I don't like to buy over the 1 ATR channel. The Qs, tight ranges up here, aren't they? Just tight. Really bad risk to reward ratio up here. Need to pull back into value. Silver is a champion of all champions. This has been a great 2-day trade. Bought this 520 crossover. The SPY, you know, I was really surprised at the fill I got on Friday at 320.71. What happened was in the after hours market, I looked at the quote, it went way up in the after hours. So I was like, how could I have possibly gotten that fill at 320? But I did get the legitimate fill. And if you guys bought SPY at the end of the day, you'll probably, you right there at the end of the day, you would have probably got something similar. But then I believe on Fridays, stays open 15 minutes after the market closes on the indexes, and that's when it raced up. So I was surprised that I got such a good fill, but it was a legitimate fill. But did have that nice overnight trade of almost $1 per share. Bonds, all right. So bonds not doing much today. Yesterday or Friday, we did close back into the previous range, but now we've lost it again. Tesla, this is the one that got away, guys. Dang it. I was waiting for the pullback into value, waiting for the sideways movement, waited for my trigger. There's my trigger with the V2, but it gapped. And if I have a gap, it invalidates. And then look what I missed out on. There's been no reason to get out of this thing. No reason whatsoever. No closes below the previous day's high. None of that. This would have been a monster trade. I don't even want to know what percentage this is. Oh, only 25%? All right. But that's how it goes with trading. You know, sometimes you're going to break your rules and take a trade, and it's going to go against you, and you're going to have that regret. Other times you're not going to take a trade because it breaks your rules, and it's going to go skyrocketing up, and you're going to have regret either that way as well. So either way in trading, you're going to have regret. Following your rules, not following your rules, it's okay, right? You're not going to get them all. Just concentrate on the ones that you have. You don't need that many to do well. So anyway, this is a bummer. Can you imagine if you were short this thing? Ugh. Twitter. Too extended. Rejected the third ATR channel, though. That is somewhat interesting. United Health Group. Wait for a pullback into value. Oil. Strong. We had a pullback on Friday. If I were to get interested in getting long oil, I need a pullback into value. Maybe down here at the 200. VIX. That's done decently well for us since we bought it up 0.4%. So I'm definitely be hanging on to this. Verizon, nothing there. Pull back into value. Walmart. Well, we are back into the value zone. Now we need to stop going down. We need to start moving sideways and look for a trigger. And energy, way too strong, way too high for me, up near the third ATR channel. Can't get involved there. Financials. All right, so here we're way up into the stratosphere of the third ATR channel. Now it's starting to come back. Remember, don't buy at these high prices, right? Wait for it to come back into the value at the very least. So I'll be looking for it to come back into value, sideways movement. Real estate bounced off nicely off the 200-day. We have moved back up into the value zone. Now I need a couple days down. Here's day one. I could use another one and then look for a higher low V1 or V2. Utilities, again, rejected the third ATR channel, coming back into the value zone. So if we could come back into the value zone, sideways movement, I would be interested there. Healthcare, just craziness. It's at an 80 RSI, right? Just a good example. Just because something's high doesn't mean to jump in and short it, because you can get steamrolled like you did, like shorts got steamrolled there, and shorts got steamrolled on Twitter. Unbelievable. All right, so possibilities for today. Beyond Meat, we had 1 day down, 2 days down. We had the V2. Stop would be right here, halfway of this bar. Does it offer us a good risk reward ratio? Yeah, it does. I mean, you know, target would probably be right up here. So is it a good risk reward ratio? Yeah, it is by many times. Does it mean it's going to be a winner? No. Totally does not be it's going to be a winner. As a matter of fact, I will go into this trade if I buy it thinking it's a loser, so that if it does lose, I'll go, aha, I'm right. Easy to get out of, right? Just a little trick that I play. So Beyond Meat does look decent. GE does look good. Let's look at the... So down, 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 sideways, sideways, trigger. Yeah, I like GE. I do. I like GE here with this V2. Do I like it better than Beyond Meat? Yeah, I kind of do, actually. I kind of do. I don't like this big reversal bar and rejection of the 1 ATR channel. I don't like that. So I'm going to go with GE and SPY, and that looks like about it. So let's take a look here. Okay, we have about 10 minutes. Man Solo says, thanks, Greg. Yes, the risk reward isn't very appealing. I didn't think it was. Mert says, when OBV goes down, it means that when it is down there is more sellers than buyers than when it is positive. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I know Murat likes on balance volume a lot as an indicator. Alan says, no, I was traveling on Friday and got out of PGTI first thing this morning. Oh, good. Very good. I was hoping that you'd got out Friday, but you know, with that rejection of the 200, there just were no more buyers up there. But I'm glad you got out first thing, Alan. Good job. Good job. Murat says, I interpret this as the capital outflows from the stock. When OVB builds up, it means that on up days, more people get in, and on down days, less people leave. Ah, interesting. Thanks for that, Murat. Kurt, hey, buddy. What's going on, my friend? What's going on, Devil Dog? Kurt says, hey, Greg and all. Yes, the INTL put still on and doing well. INTC put, right? Intel put. So I believe that's a paper trade, but it's some good practice for Kurt to understand, you know, selling premium. Tesla is a short killer. Oh, it's killed them all. It's one of the most highly shorted stocks out there. Tesla is giving a lot of people really tough Christmas. Yes. Lolly, how does Boeing look with the termination of CEO? You know, as a matter of fact, we were just talking about selling puts. To me, Boeing is probably one of the better ones to sell puts on if you're a put seller. However, I would be very conservative, and right down here at the 200-day moving average is where I would sell puts down at 260. But of course, it's so far down there it doesn't pay much. But if it continues to go down, I will be looking at that more carefully. But Lolly, on the daily here, on the daily chart on Boeing, I mean, okay, so we did go under 30, over 30, and that turned out to be a nice move, or a good trade. It has gone up. I don't want to buy it here. When you buy these lows, very often after you rally, you will have people that bought here have their finger on the trigger and want to sell quickly. So it usually don't go down and straight up. Usually you go down, up, down, and then you can have a sustained move. So what I would be waiting for on Boeing, Lolly, is a move back into the value zone, and then a couple days down. And the couple days down show that the people that bought here are selling here. And then if we get a higher low V1, V2, that's where I would be interested in Boeing. So I don't really see anything on Boeing. You know, a more straightforward approach on Boeing would just be to wait for a close back above the 200, give you a good risk to reward ratio. If it takes off and trends, and fantastic. If you're wrong small. But you know, we did gap today, so it is strong. You know, the stock is reacting well with the current CEO being let go. But I don't think there's anything here today. But you know, usually with the CEO going, I don't know if that's great news or bad news, but in this situation today, the market does like. But from a technical standpoint, I don't like it here. Man Solo says LH and love. LH. All right, so, you know, decent. I like the sideways movement. Of course, we know that sideways movement breaks one way or the other. You just have to look for your entry. But it's a V1 today. We made a higher high here. It's okay. It's okay. Let's look at the week. Yeah. I like some of your other ones better, to be honest with you. The Man Solo. And then let's look at love. What a stock symbol, huh? Yeah. People bought the low. They had their finger on the trigger. Down, down. Now a nice V2. MACD's positive. I like this one. Love sack. Oh, those are the little chairs? Bean bags? So yeah. I like that one. It gives you a good risk to reward ratio from here to here, about twice to up here. I like that one. I like that MACD is positive. Remember, anytime MACD is positive, I like that much better, and it looks like it's above 50. So I like love there. Okay. So I have 5 minutes. What am I going to do? Amazon is fine. Close above the 250. Gold's doing great. 1 profit target. Silver doing great. 3 profit targets. SPY, nice overnighter. Hey, that means that all of our trades were positive today, everybody. Every single one. Even the VIX. How's that for a hat trick? So it definitely looks like I'm going to make a yearly high today, again, equity-wise. So I'm always appreciative and thankful for that. I never take it for granted. It doesn't come along very often. So it's an accomplishment, right? Whenever you make a yearly high or an all-time high in your trading account, pat yourself on the back because it means you're trading pretty well. Let's see here. All right, so it looks like yeah, it looks like GE is what I like best here. Rejection of the 1 ATR channel, V2, close above the moving averages, over 50 RSI. So I am going to go ahead and put GE in here. I already have an order in to buy my SPY. Kurt says, watching COUP. $520 cross in the value zone, closing above 50 RSI, uptrend on monthly and weekly, possible V2 tomorrow. Have you tested the 520 cross on COUP, Kurt? Yeah, monthly's in an uptrend, weekly's in the value zone. If that 520 back tests well, that would be your signal instead of having to wait for a V2. All right, real quick on FedEx. Well, we did challenge the high of the gap down day. That is positive. But other than that, I don't think I would get involved here. I would wait for a move into the value zone, a couple days down, and then a V1, V2. If it were me, JT. All right. I've got about a minute, so I've got to get down to business here and decide what I'm going to do. So, all right, I am going to buy GE. Thanks, Mount Doji, for pointing that out. I do like that. Haven't been in GE for a long time. Okay. $111.16 is where I got filled there. Okay. And that's it. So SPY got filled at 321.22. 321.22. All right. Boy, that SPY trade has been something. So it looks like Amazon closed at the top of its range today. That's positive. Gold closed way at the top with the profit target. Silver very close, but nice 3 profit targets today. Okay, SPY again, we just bought at 321.22. VIX up today on a down day. And I do want to point out, guys, that, you know, SPY made an all-time high today, but VIX certainly did not make an all-time low. Right, so there is a divergence in between the VIX and the SPY, and to me that is a bit bearish for the market, because the VIX, the index, is not making a new low while the SPY is making a new high, so that's concerning. All right, so listen, I'm going to get to the rest of the comments and questions and see about your guys' trades. Anything you took, we'll get it up on the board. But real quick, just do want to put in my quick little plug for the day and let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching and teaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I've had great success with my clients. It's very important that my clients do well, so I do put a lot of energy into the lessons because I want you to do well. And I have a course. It's 5 sessions. Each session is 2 to 3 hours, and I teach you everything I've learned being a full-time trader for the last 24 years, everything I've learned from my coaches and mentors, and all the things that I've developed myself. So I think it's valuable. It is $1,000, but I think it's well worth the money. I think it's an investment in yourself. I really do. I'm saying that with all sincerity. I think you're going to get your money out of it for sure. So, you know, if you're interested, what I do before, you know, we commit to any lessons or anything like that with a student is I like to have a Skype call, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, just to get to know the person better, the potential student better. I like to ask them questions about their trading, about their process, about the challenges they've had, about their goals. Of course, I want them to ask me questions, interview me, right, just to make sure we're a good fit. But it's totally free and there's no obligation. I promise you, if you knew me, you would understand and would never put anybody in a position like that. Just, you know, if you feel like, after the Skype call, if you feel like you want to do it, then great. If not, then that's great. It was nice talking to you anyway, right? But, you know, if you want to schedule that free Skype call, and then just let me know. My email is in the description of this video, and then you can also reach out to me on Twitter. And then if you like today's program, if you're learning something, if you find the channel helpful, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe if you haven't, and if you would hit the thumbs up button. And that helps Google, YouTube know that the channel, people like it and they put it out there more. And there's a lot of people out there that need help with trading. So if you could, you know, if you feel like it was valuable today, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button before you leave. So, all right. So that's that. Andrea, hey, good to see you. Andrea says, hey, everyone, haven't been here for a while, was traveling. Well, thank you for coming back. It's good to see you. I hope you had a good trip. If you have any questions for me, Andrea, let me know. How's your trading going? JT says, thanks. You are welcome. Yep. I just on FedEx, I just don't see anything yet. I mean, the best thing about FedEx, when you have a gap, JT, when you have a gap, boom, here's the high of the gap down day. If you can close the high of the gap, or essentially what I'm saying is, if you have a gap down and within the next 3 days, you can go higher than the high of that gap down day, that is a good sign. As a matter of fact, it's a good back-tested approach. But do you see how now we've had the gap down day, we've had 3 days, and we did not take out that high? That's not real great. So, you know, if I were looking for FedEx, I would be looking down here to 30 RSI, or conversely, I'd look for a move back into the value zone, a couple days back down, and then a higher low V1 or V2. Dr. Jorgensen says, good hike. Talk to you later. Okay, my friend. Have a good day, Bruce. Let's take a look here. So I just want to remind everybody, tomorrow is a half day in the market. So if you'd like to come, and I am going to be doing the live stream tomorrow, but it's 3 hours earlier than normal. So market closes at 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I will be on tomorrow at 10. So if you're around, you feel like a little hot stock chat, come on by 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, whatever time that is for you. Andrew says, I think I follow too many bears. For example, Sven Hendrick, yes, on Twitter. So I have missed most of the moves up on things that I feel are too overpriced. Yeah, I feel you. You know, I've been the same way a little bit, Andrea. But, you know, keep in mind that this move that we've had here is like once in a decade kind of move. But you know, in defense of Sven, obviously he couldn't know, but going forward, if you've missed out here, you know, in my opinion, I would wait for a pullback. I would wait for a pullback instead of thinking this is going to go on forever, because it won't go on forever. It might go on for another week or two, or maybe longer than that. But, you know it's frustrating to miss trades when things get overextended like this. But if you look at it in the big picture, 5 years, 10 years, in my opinion, it is a good idea not to get involved at these high levels. And listen, if you listen to people that are bearish all the time, that's fine. Like, I like Sven's, input and so forth, but it doesn't prohibit me from still going long stocks as long as I have a good setup, right? I don't know if Anthony's out there working hard, but if he is, hey buddy, good to see you, or good to have you here if you're here. Hope you're doing well. That's crazy, right? That David and Claudia are both from Colombia. I had a good time in Cartagena. That was a cool place to be. Evan says, I got out of D today. Okay, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. So let's get out of D for David. Andrea says, at Mert, I feel you. Yeah, Greg, that's it. Just have to follow one's rules. That's right. Like I said earlier, following your rules or breaking your rules is going to give you regret. Sometimes you're going to follow your rules and not get into something because you didn't have the signal. It's going to continue to go up, and then you're going to have regret from there. Other times you're going to break your rules, buy something that you shouldn't have bought, and it's going to go down, and you're going to have regret that you broke your rules. So you're going to have regrets breaking your rules or following your rules. There's no way around it, right? The only thing you can do, come up with your plan, trade your plan. Don't worry about the regrets that you missed, right? You don't have to have regret of breaking your rules. You can get rid of that one. Just follow your rules, right? Claudia says, I like Cartagena as well. Yeah, I had some friends from Europe. I was down there. They had this yacht. And so I spent this beautiful yacht that they had in the marina in Cartagena. And they were from France, and they were a family, and they were sailing all around the world with their little boy and experiencing all these different ports of call. And yeah, it was awesome. It was really great. Andrew says, I've been to Cali and Bogota and speak Spanish fluently, but have not been to Cartagena. Ah. Well, I like the weather in Cartagena. I think I was in Bogota as well. It's a bit colder. But yeah, you should go, Andrea, to Cartagena. Murat says, another person I stopped following is Kyle Bass. He became too subjective about HK and China issue. I've heard of him, but I have never followed him. Or I've never heard a program of his. Claudia says, nice. Murat, do you have any trades on at the moment? I think you have oil, but I'm not sure you still have it. So listen, like I said, tomorrow's half day. I'm going to be here at 10 a.m. my time, but in case you can't make it, you have other things going on. It is Christmas Eve, by the way, right? I just want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, happy holidays, or Happy Hanukkah, or any other holidays that you celebrate. It's been a great year. It's been nice having you here. I look forward to it every day. And so I really wish you the best for the holidays. And I wish everybody, health and happiness and prosperity in 2020. And it's crazy, right? We're going into a new decade. I remember 2000. I remember 2010. Now we're in the 2020s. And you know how it goes, right? I mean, one week to the next in trading can be totally different, and one decade to the next can be totally different as well. So, with Christmas and New Year's and stuff, try to take some time, reflect on how you've traded this year. Are there, be honest about it. Are there things you need to improve on? Think about it. Spend some time, burn some calories on being very honest, looking at your trading and thinking about how you possibly could improve in 2020. It's a perfect time, right? New Year's resolutions and all that. But 2020 is a great place to, fix some of those leaks you have in your trading. And if there's anything I can help you with, please let me know. But last year at the beginning of the year, I stopped smoking. I didn't think I'd be able to stop smoking, but I did it. It was hard, but I'm so glad I did it, right? So, if you have some issues with your trading, you can fix them. Just, write them down, say I'm going to fix them, and just fix it, right? Because remember, trading is a long-term endeavor, everybody, right? Let's take the long view on this. Claudia says, I missed a 5 to 6 point drop this morning on SRPT, but I'm happy with myself because I followed the rules. Let's see. Well, that's important, Claudia, following the rules. I mean, that is it. I did I think on Friday, I did a little blurb on, if you followed your rules, if you did what you were supposed to do and you lost money, it's totally fine. Pat yourself on the back. I missed a 5.6 drop. Were you considering going short, Claudia? Or because it says drop. Murat, I have, but it is in Oslo Stock Exchange. My short contract on oil is still on. It is red as I look at it. I don't have any idea what the market is doing at the moment, so I'm not touching it. Okay, sounds good. Claudia says, the older we get, the faster time goes. Boy, that is true. That is a truthful statement there. Kurt says, I'll be here tomorrow. Greg, thanks again for all you do for us. Happy holidays, everyone. Thanks, Kurt. Appreciate it, buddy. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. The one which is listed in the U.S. is GOGL. Ah. Hope you're long. Let's see here. Claudia says, well done, Greg. My plan in 2020 is to nail my discipline. That's great, Claudia. Just do it every day. Just do it. The more you do it, the more you'll get in the habit. The more you get in the habit, the harder it will become not to do anything else, right? It's just like anything else, but proud of you, Claudia. Christopher, Merry Christmas all. Hey, Christopher. Hope you're having a good evening, my friend, in the UK, in Leeds, in the UK. Nice to see you, my friend. Claudia says, Merry Christmas all. Merry Christmas, Claudia. Andrea, Claudia, me too. Good. So Claudia and Andrea are going to be working on their discipline. We all need to work on their discipline. That's what this dang game comes down to, is discipline. I know people that are great chartists, they can't follow their plan. It's sad, right? If you had somebody that totally followed their plan compared to somebody that never followed their plan, was a great chartist, and the guy that followed their plan was mediocre, I would put my money with the mediocre guy that could follow his plan any day of the week. Google is on 17th. Oh, that's right. I remember. This rings a bell now. I think this rings a bell. No, it was another one. Yeah, it was a blue bar that you were having me look at. Fantastic. Fantastic, Murat. Claudia said, let's do it. Yeah, listen, guys. I hate to make this analogy, right? But, you know, people who have substance abuse problems, alcohol problems, or whatever kind of problems, they have sponsors, right? If they feel like they want to drink or smoke or do drugs or any other kind of stuff, they have sponsors. Listen, there needs to be sponsors in the trading world. People need sponsors in trading world. They need somebody that they can kind of get together with, align with, and support each other. Because this is, trading can be a dangerous thing if you don't follow your rules, you don't position size. So, find somebody that likes trading, get to know them, and be each other's accountability buddy or a little bit, or at least somebody that you can talk to, and it will help. So whatever it takes, let's just be disciplined. Let's just follow those rules. All right. Well, if you have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just start saying goodbye to everybody. But Claudia, nice to see you. Proud of you. Keep it up, okay? And thanks for coming. Murat, good to see you. Nice to have you back. Hope you have a good evening and hope to see you again, my friend. Andrea, good to see you. And you and Claudia do the discipline thing together. That would be awesome. But it's good to see you, Andrea. And Kurt, nice to see you, my friend. Proud of you. You're doing great with your trading, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks for coming, my friend. Evan, good seeing you. Got out of D today, but you got out. That's what's important, and thanks for coming, Evan. I appreciate it. Hope to see you again. Dr. Jorgensen, have a good hike, and or I will have a good hike. You have a good bike ride, and I'll talk to you later today. And JT, good to see you, my friend. Hope you have a good holiday, okay? And thanks for coming. And Lolly, nice to see you. Say hello to Earl for me, and I hope you're learning something. I'm looking forward to getting together with you soon because we live in the same town. And Alan, glad you got out of PGTI early today. But it's good seeing you, Alan. Mount Doji, nice to see you, my friend. Hope you have a good holiday, okay? And thanks for coming. Mount Doji was one of my first viewers long time ago. So it's great to have Mount Doji here. Oh, William is here. Hey, I didn't see William. You snuck in there. That's our friend William from Hawaii. And he has a Labradoodle named Cooper. Let's see. So good seeing you, William. Hope you're doing well. Jesse, good to see you, my friend. Hope you have a great holiday, good Christmas with your family. And hope to speak to you soon. Let's check in. We'll have another Skype call and see how we're doing, huh? And be careful out there with your work, as always. And Gamer, good seeing you, David. from Colombia. I didn't know he was from Colombia, so that's great. So hope you had a good hope you have a good vacation while you're down there. Marco, good to see you, sir. Hope you have a good evening in Slovenia. Oh, Anthony, you did sneak in. I said hello to you, but I didn't see you. Hey all, ho ho ho, ho 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 to you too, my friend. Good seeing you, and thanks for coming by. Keep up to date with me, all right? Let me know how your trades are going. Pat O'Connell, thank you. Good seeing you. Appreciate you coming. Let me know if you have any questions. Joshua, nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Have a good holiday. And I think that is it. Murrah says, I sometimes follow real-time Forex trading. The guy who is taking the trades real-time improved incredibly since he started showing his trades. Oh, interesting. Murrah says, I think talking about the trades help build up the narrative, which helps improving the trading, like you, Greg. Yeah, I agree. I mean, one of the reasons I like doing this live stream is that I do talk about the trades out loud to explain to all of you, but it does help me put it in better context as well. I sometimes follow real-time Forex trading. The guy who is taking the trades real-time improved incredibly since he started showing his trades. Yeah. One, because you're talking about them. Two, because you're putting your trades out there. Of course, you want to have good results, right? So, yeah. Lolly says, thanks, Greg. Happy holiday, everyone. I hope you have many smiles. You too, Lol. Good seeing you. Say hello to Earl and have a good rest of your day, okay? Maybe I'll see you up on the trail. And then I have a Skype call tonight with the man Amon Solo, so I'm looking forward to that, Amon. Okay, listen, two things on the way out. If you could, go out and do something nice for somebody today, just a wave or a smile or be nice and pleasant, hold the door, something. It could really positively affect that person's day, that day, and, you know, that's good. They could go on and do the same thing for someone else. So it's free, it's nice, it helps people get along better, and we need more of that in our world, right? It's so divided. And then secondly, if you haven't on your way out, if you could hit the thumbs up button. If you found today's podcast helpful, I would really appreciate it. So again, remember, tomorrow, half a day, I will be on 10 a.m. on Tuesday on Christmas Eve. So if nobody has anything else, I'm going to call it. And thanks again for coming, and hopefully see you tomorrow. All right, take care, everybody. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.